Howdy, y'all. Master Sergeant Porkins here. How you guys doing today? Well, it's 4th of July. We're going to be blowing stuff up, setting things on fire, being completely rebellious, drinking copious amounts of alcohol. Why? Because that's what we do best. We've been doing it since 1776, and might as well. We'll just keep on doing it. Well, I've been doing YouTube for about almost 2 years, about around there. And once before, when I first started doing live streaming, first couple months into it, we did a Q&A during one of the streams. Not too many questions asked, but just enough. But of course, since time has gone by, there's more people that's come in here and they want to know more about me. I have no problem. I think it's awesome. And I asked over the past couple months if you guys would send me some questions, post them on comments. So we're going to be pulling them up. We're going to be talking about them right now. Okay, so let me go through the list right here. This is Bradley Giraldini. Okay, what inspired you to be a YouTuber and what makes you want to continue making content? Well, what inspired me to be a YouTuber? I was watching a couple of YouTubers, one of them that I really did like the way his storytelling, and that is Chaotic. And I love the way with his ASMR voice, the way he was reading, the way he does stuff. It's like, I don't have to show my face. I can do something like that. And I've always been an entertainer. I've done things like stand-up comedy. I've done plays and different stories and love to write short stories and stuff. I've always had a knack for just having a good joke, a quick wit, and just throwing things right off in the middle of the air and just having a good time with it. And I was like, what, I could do that. It's just on a bigger platform. It's a bigger stage. But of course, you have the whole thing. I think one of the big separators between people is that when they have people watching them and then there's no people watching them. Because I'll tell you this much, like a room of 100 people watching you can be a little bit more, how can we put it? A little bit more nerve-wracking than, say, for instance, you can have 1,000 people on a online channel because you don't get to see their faces. But I still like that interaction, that personal interaction. And the reason that I like to continue to make content is because I get so many responses from people, so many things. People tell me how much they enjoy the content that I make, that I make them happy. Like, they'll have days where they're absolutely just feeling like hot garbage. And then they come in, they watch your content, and it makes them happy. Just making one person happy makes it completely worth it. And I really do love it. Now, the second question, Rosano, what's your favorite band of all time? AC/DC, bar none. Absolutely love Angus and Malcolm. Rip Malcolm Young. He had passed away a little earlier, about a couple years back. No, actually, even sooner than that, probably about a year back. And then, of course, Bon Scott, he had passed away in 1980. And they picked up Brian Johnson. There's just something about that mix between hard rock and blues that is just absolutely just mind-numbing. And there's great guitarists out there, and Angus definitely does have this really explosive personality. I've never seen a group where, the frontman's always the guy that leads it, but here's the thing. Angus is not the frontman. Brian's the frontman, but Angus is the center of the group. People come to see Angus. And that's really rare to see a lead guitarist be in that forefront. And they've been rocking for quite some time. I don't know how much longer they can hold out because literally their members are going away. Brian Johnson's kind of had to step down just because he's not feeling good and he's losing his hearing. I understand that. Losing my hearing, that sucks. Okay, second question from Rosano. Have you ever done drugs? Yes. We'll leave it at that. What is your greatest achievement? I don't think I have anything that I would consider my greatest achievement, but I would have to say, I don't know, I don't want to sound cliche, because, I do love being a dad, but if it's not my greatest achievement, then I look like a horrible piece of crap. I would have to say being a mechanic, and there's a reasoning for that, to be honest. Being a mechanic kind of helped stabilize my life, because if it wasn't for my grandfather, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing. I'd probably be dead. I don't know what I'd be going on to do with my life. At least that gave me something to do. Do you have a special talent? I used to. Kind of a sad story. And the reason that I say this is that I used to be a really good guitar player. My dad bought me a guitar when I was about 3.5 years old. Used to watch MTV obsessively. And he bought me this 1977 Gibson SG. And of course, everybody knows that Angus Young plays a Gibson SG. And that's part of my love with AC/DC. I got really good at playing it. Really, really good. Did a lot of blues stuff. I loved playing Stevie Ray Vaughan songs. Pride and Joy was one of my favorite songs. Texas Flood. And then there was a lot of AC/DC stuff I would do. But I loved a lot of that rhythm and blues stuff too. And then right around the time I was 13, almost 14, there was a very dark period in my family history. My guitar was sold in my amp, and I've never played one since. Something that I was really good. Who knows where it'd be at if I didn't, if that guitar wasn't sold. And I've been wanting to get back into it, but I haven't had the money to be able to get it, or even just to get a cheap one, because I mean, the past decade or so, it's just been really tight, on the pocket strings, and that kind of sucks. But that's all right. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Other questions here. See what we got going. All right. Bradley once again. Okay, what is your all-time favorite game and why? My all-time favorite game is actually a series, and I took a couple days to think about this. Started digging real deep down to myself. What game do I really love and absolutely obsessed with? And I'm always coming back to it, and I would have to say the Max Payne series. The Max Payne series, in my opinion, is probably, not only does it play well as an action game, but it has that film noir grittiness. It also looks like a graphic novel when you play it. Sucks that the movie was nowhere near as good as the game, but that descent of seeing somebody fall, not from grace, but just have everything taken from them. And it's like almost if the same thing, like, it's like the Punisher, but without having sort of any sort of super mutants or anything like that. He just became an anti-hero. So everything was ripped away from him. He became this chaotic good character, but alcohol and pills just kept him going. And then the second game, that it was still affecting him. It was still there. And then he was trying to make something of it, but he knew that it wasn't going to come good to anything. And then once again, things get ripped from him. And then in the third game kind of tells this story of redemption, something that eventually allows him to change. And then it kind of fits that narrative of once you go bald, you become a complete badass. Same thing you've noticed with the whole thing with the Die Hard series, is with throughout the movies, Bruce Willis gets balder and balder and balder till finally he can take out a Russian hind with his own forehead. Yeah, the last movie wasn't all that great, but it was still ridiculous. I still have to say, Live Free or Die Hard was pretty damn good. The fact that he destroyed a helicopter with a cop car, I think, yeah, that's the best one right there. So yeah, and he was completely bald by that. So yeah, bald equals complete badass. All right, let's see what the next one is. Okay, Demon Fang Dragon 2784. He's got the pictures of an eagle, Philadelphia Eagles. He goes, "Buy my picture. I'm an Eagles fan. Are you a fan of any sports teams?" I used to follow American football really closely. Haven't done so in the past year and a half. Everything that's kind of been going, political crap, and we don't do political crap around here. But I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. Always have been, always will be. I bleed purple. They have never won a Super Bowl. They've come close. The whole adage is, when I die, I want the Minnesota Vikings to be my pallbearer so they can let me down just one more time. And it's just, I love the team. It's just, I don't know, they seem to be fraught with just little things that happen, just little things that scuttle their entire season. And I have a feeling they're probably going to be the last NFL team to win a title, if they win one. Demon Fang Dragon 2784 once again says, "What video game world would you like to live in the most?" I sat down and racked my brain. I could not actually think of one that I could really think to live in. Like, I wouldn't want to be in Max Payne, because Max Payne is just pretty much the same world. It's just I don't have bullet time or anything like that. And of course, I don't know, maybe bullet time runs on alcohol and pills, who knows? I don't want to drink enough of it. If the fact that, actually there's been a couple times where I've drank, you guys see me drink alcohol on a stream and in my content. And I don't know. I never experienced bullet time. I know time has slowed down, but it still kept going with everything else. So, I like games like 7 Days to Die, but I wouldn't want to live during a zombie apocalypse. Hell no. I know my fat ass to get eaten. So I'm not going to lie. All right. Now, my buddy Hackett, actually, he's got the last question for me. It says, how many licks does it take to get to the center of your Tootsie Pop? My Tootsie Pop. Asking for a friend. Well, I'd have to say 8,474 licks or 2 minutes inside your mother, Hackett. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I just went there, buddy. Love you. And I think on another video, Jackie Belgian Gamer asked me to show my setup for gaming and streaming. I'll have to do a small little video for that because I can't really just grab the camera that I'm using right now or anything. I'll have to take and to be honest, I'll let you guys know this ahead of time. It looks like a fucking disaster zone because it's basically hobbled together, but it's, to be honest, it's like the best patchwork job I have ever seen. It was like, it's almost to the point where it shouldn't even exist, but it works really well. And you guys would be kind of blown away by the ingenious that is Caffeinated Tigers. Because I said, she's the pit crew for this shit show. And she does a damn good job of making it look good and making me look good. Now, and I can only imagine if we actually had resources and a good place to do this at, I can just see her just go completely hog nuts and come up with something awesome. But anyways, that's it for the questions. I was hoping there's going to be some more, guys. Please, if you guys want to put out more questions, I can answer them during a live stream. Just feel free to drop them in the comments or come down to Discord, which I have a link down below in the description. Please, ask me these questions. I love to answer these. Why? Because I consider myself one of the most interactive YouTubers, streamers that are out there, period. I'll talk to you about anything. I don't care what it is. But I want you to be able to feel like you can communicate with me, because you can. I make myself open. I have an open door policy. You're not going to get this from a lot of people, just because people get kind of scared like that, or they tend to be pretty self-centered. I'm not. I'm pretty flow of the go guy. But thank you guys for coming on out. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, give that like, subscribe, notification, follow button some hell. And I'll see you all on the next battlefield. Deuces! Have a safe and happy 4th of July, and for the love of God, don't blow any fucking fingers off. Please. If not, just make sure to put it in a little ice baggie. Be good, and just make sure that don't put it in your mouth. Just be good about it, okay?